BTS recently stood up for the Asian community and spoke to the US president about the anti-Asian hate.
We just want to be a little help and would truly appreciate the White House and the government's trying to find solutions.
This is RM, a global icon who knows very well what it feels like to receive hate.
몬스터 완전 아이돌 얼굴 아님.
He was ridiculed for his looks. The world mocked his clumsiness. And the public shamed him for his mistakes. The negativity was so intense, he started to hate himself too. So, with the strong self-hate that he had, how did he manage to lead the biggest boy band in the world? This is the story of BTS leader RM. But in the end, this is also a story about all of us. At the young age of 16, RM left everything in his province, his family, his good grades, his more secured future, just to be a K-pop idol. But unlike other trainees, he didn't have an experience with dancing, so he would practice for longer hours and exhaust his body beyond limits. And yet, despite all this hard work, he still made a lot of mistakes.
I don't know how to move my body, like technically or beautifully. So I was really angry and I was just stressed out.
And just like many of us, when we fail to reach the high expectations for ourselves, RM got angry with himself. He blamed himself for not being as good as the others. His self-doubt was so strong that he almost quit being a trainee. Can you imagine BTS without him? Luckily, his fellow member J-Hope and his dance teachers encouraged him to stay, and the rest was history. BTS succeeded. RM thought that everything would be better once he debuted. But unfortunately, their popularity made him hate himself more. When BTS was starting, netizens called RM ugly and talentless. People even told him to leave BTS.
I think that's when I began to worry about what other people thought of me and starting seeing myself through their eyes.
At that time, he suffered the same pain that many of us face secretly. Because we live in a world where beauty, money, and perfection are the standards of success. Most of us who fall short in comparison, unfortunately, often turn to self-hate. And even the global icon RM fell into that trap. He started seeing himself only for the negatives that people saw in him, as his mistakes, as his flaws, as someone who will never be good enough. So, with that strong self-hate, how did he still manage to lead the biggest boy band in the world? First, he used his insecurities to fuel his passion for music.
Miss me, baby. I wish me, baby. Wish I could choose me.
Then he apologized for his mistakes and strived to be better. And all of this taught him to stand up for himself, stand up for BTS, and stand up for the Asian community. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the part where this video is about all of us. Because RM or Namjoon chose to be defined by his passion and hard work rather than his faults and his limitations. Soon he learned to accept the imperfect but also one-of-a-kind version of himself.
These faults and mistakes are what I am, making up the brightest stars in the constellation of my life. I have come to love myself for who I am, for who I was, and for who I hope to become.
Now, his empowering journey with self-love has been changing the world. He inspires his bandmates to make music about the importance of accepting oneself. He inspires their fans, the armies, to find beauty in their imperfections. And just recently, his self-love became so powerful that it created a movement for people to love others as well. There are many things in this world that can make us feel like we're not good enough. You worked hard, but you still didn't get the promotion. You studied all night, but you're still not at the top of your class. You loved with all your heart, but your lover still cheated on you. But if the story of RM shows us anything, is that the greatest love we can ever receive is the love that we can give to ourselves despite our mistakes, our past, and our flaws. Because it's only when we learn how to love our imperfections that we can actually be fully loved.